Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, the honorable my lecturers and all of the audience. First of all, listening to our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us mercies and blessings so we can finish discuss this proposal. Secondly, our salawat and salam always be delivered for our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the stupidly era to the cleverness era that we live in today. Thirdly, I'll never forget to say thanks for all of people who has been supporting me, for my parents, my friends, and especially for my lecturer who has guided me to arrange this thesis proposal for Mr. Slamet Riyadi Jayalani MPD and Mrs. Siti Maisurah MPD. Well, my name is Putri Hariza Solihah with NPM 200202045. Will explain, will presentation about my thesis proposal here with the title is an analysis of differentiated learning strategies in implementing Merdeka Belajar curriculum for English language learning, improving students' writing skills. Well, now I start from the introduction in the chapter 1. Well, with the point A about the background of the study. The background of the research involves the implementation of Merdeka Belajar curriculum in the context of English language learning, which will focus on differentiated learning strategies. Create the new curriculum is give the challenges and opportunity in the field of education to improving the quality of education in Indonesia. And then the aim of this research is to be able to know the effectiveness of differentiated learning strategies in line with the spirit of Merdeka Belajar curriculum, which will emphasize this improve students' outcomes and students' empowerment. By exploring the potential of English of differentiated learning strategies in the context of English language learning, this research is expected to be able to give the contribution for the teacher that will be able to give the students the suitable characteristic, the suitable lesson, the suitable strategies for their students according to the students' characteristics and what they need, especially in the context of English language learning, especially as well in the writing skills. Besides, the Merdeka Belajar curriculum as well is created by the Ministry of Education in Indonesia because of the score PISA of the literacy in Indonesia is very low. So this Merdeka Belajar curriculum will give the freedom for the students to learn. Alright, now in the point B, focus of the study. The focus of this research project is to examine how Merdeka Belajar curriculum give effects when it combined with differentiated learning strategies in improving students' writing skills at MA Mu'alimat NWDI Pancor. And then the purpose of the study, the first purpose is describing the current condition of students writing in MA Mu'alimat NWDI Pancor. And the second purpose is explain and assess how differentiated learning on Merdeka Belajar curriculum be able to improving students' writing skills at MA Mu'alimat NWDI Pancor. Next, the significance of the study. The first is in changing learning quality. This research is expected to significantly change the caliber of education. And then the second one is improving writing skill. It is hoped that differentiated learning strategies in Merdeka Belajar curriculum be able to improving students' writing skills. And then the third one is Merdeka Belajar curriculum relevance. It is also expected to shed light on the extent to which the Merdeka Belajar curriculum can be applied to English language learning, as well as how the curriculum can enhance learning through its implementation. And then the fourth one is contribution to educational theory, and it is expected this result of this research be able to make a valuable contribution for educational theory. And then the fifth one is development of teaching method. This research is expected to will to give the teacher motivation to create more flexible, successful, and give the best strategies for teaching English learning. Well, next, in the chapter 2, review of literature and research question. And the point A here is about writing. The definition of writing according to Cahyani 2006. Writing is a person's ability pour language symbol to convey something in the form of ideas or to other people or readers carried out using written language. And then the second one is the importance of writing according to Tarigan 2013 in the page 25. Here there are 7 importance of writing. The first one is there is persuasive purpose, and the second one is information purpose. For example, we give other people information about whatever that. And the third one is problem solving purpose, and the fourth one is altruistic purpose that has that aim to give and entertain to the readers, like that, for example, poetry, story, narrative text, and etc. And then the fifth one is self-expressive purpose, for example, as like motivation later. And then the sixth one is creative purpose. For example, we put our idea, we make the poetry, and etc. And the last one is assignment purpose. For example, our teacher or whoever that give us tasks to make something, make writing, like that. And then the third is factor affecting writing according to Abidin 2013 in the page 119. There are 3 here. The first one is the role of teacher in teaching, fostering to be skilled at writing for the students. And the second one is lack of teacher touch in terms of providing various appropriate writing strategies. And then the third one is the use of inappropriate writing approaches. And then the point 4 here is about micro and macro skills in writing. Well, according to Brown 2004, there are 2 kinds here about micro and macro skill. The first one is micro skills. As we know that micro skill is the smaller elements in writing. That is, the first produce English orthography scheme and patterns, and the second one produce writing at an efficient speed appropriate to the purpose, and the third one produce acceptable gears or words and use appropriate word order, and the fourth use acceptable grammatical system, patterns, and rules. The fifth one is express specific meanings in different grammatical forms. And the sixth one is use cohesive device in writing discourse, produce focus, organize, review, evaluate, compose. And then the macro skill here is the bigger elements in writing skills. That is, first, use rhetorical forms and confession of writing discourse. And the second one, fulfill the communicate function of the written text appropriately according to the form and purpose. To supporting the idea, information, and then connection, and then generalization, and etc. And the fourth one is distinguish between explicit meaning and implicit meaning when writing. And the fifth one is correctly convey specific cultural references in the context or written text. And then the sixth one is develop and use a variety of writing strategies. Next, and the fifth here about the aspects of writing. According to Jepson 2003, there are 5 aspects of writing here. The first one is content. The second one is organization. The third one is about the vocabulary, how they choose the suitable vocabulary, and then about the language utilization, and the fifth one is about the mechanic. Well, next, teaching writing in senior high school. In senior high school, teaching writing will focus on how to build the critical thinking of the students. For example, they learn about how to write the essay, and then how to arrange a good paragraph, and etc. Next, B, about the differentiated learning strategies. The first one is the definition of differentiated learning. According to Tomlinson and McTighe 2006, define differentiated learning as the instruction that centers on the issue of who instruct, where to instruct, and how to instruct. And then the second one is the strategy of differentiated learning. Well, according to Marlina 2020, there are 5 strategy of differentiated learning. The first one is differentiated content, which that we will give the material according to their ability, according to our students' ability. And then the second one is about the process, how we give the about the method and how we teach them according to their ability. And then the third one is about the differentiated product, how they produce their work. It is like presentation and etc. And the last one is learning environment, where they learn, with whom they learn, and etc. Next, the third is about the characteristic of differentiated learning. According to Tomlinson 2001, learning has 4 characteristics, namely the first, learning focus on key concepts and principles, and then the second, evaluation of learner readiness and learning development is accommodated into the curriculum, and then the third one is grouping of learning is done flexibly, and then the fourth one is students actively explore under the guidance and direction of the teacher. And then here are the steps of differentiated learning strategies. There are 4. The first one is defining the educational goal. What is the goal of the teacher for their students? And then the second one is outlining the needs of learner. For example, is like their style, and then learning objectives and learning profile. And the third one is identifying the strategy and teaching tools what will be used. And the fourth one is identifying the differentiated education activities that will be conducted, as like a topic, procedure, and product. And then the fifth, about the advantages and disadvantages. Well, here the first one about the advantages of differentiated learning. The first one is boost motivation for learning. The second one is optimizing education results. And then the third one is promote originality and creativity of the students. And the fourth one is create a good connection. And the fifth one is in changes social skills. Well, besides, we know that differentiated learning strategies has many advantages. But here there are also some disadvantages of differentiated learning. That is, first, demands of more thorough planning and arrangement. The second one is demands more time. And then the third one is ineffective in excessively larger classes. And then the fourth one is not all students are meeting the same standards. For example, in this, for the students in the remote village, they are not be able sometimes follow about these differentiated learning strategies, because has a limited facility and etc. And the fifth one is requires teacher to have extraordinary skills and knowledge. Well, next, about the Merdeka Belajar curriculum. The first one is definition of Merdeka Belajar curriculum. Well, curriculum is a written plan or blueprint for instructional guidance that is used in teaching and learning to modify learners' behavior in a way that is desired and positive. According to Forma Grace 2015 in the page 75. Well, The Merdeka Belajar curriculum offers a variety of extracurricular learning opportunities, and its content is designed to maximize learners' time for conceptual exploration and competency building for the students. And then the second one here about the overview of Merdeka Belajar curriculum. Well, according to the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology website, the Merdeka Belajar curriculum offers a variety extracurricular learning opportunities where instructional materials will be arranged to maximize the students' time for conceptual exploration and competency building in the school. Next, the relevant study. Well, there are two relevant studies here. The first one is from Nanda Safarati and Fatma Zuhra in 2023, conducted the first potentialist student study, and it is used literature review research study. Here, differentiated learning is being developed and implemented at the secondary school level based on the requirements of each school and the needs of the students. While some articles look at the creation of differentiated modules, and then learning outcomes make up the majority of the variables that are measured. And the second relevant study is from Fitra Devi Kurnia that conducted the second study. Well, an examination of the use differentiated learning instruction in Merdeka Belajar curriculum for the 7th grade in SMP Negeri 1 Tembilah. This research used classroom action research where the implementation of differentiated learning in terms of content, process, and products also encourages students to participate actively in their education. Next, the theoretical framework. Writing is a natural way for students to reflect on their experiences speaking, listening, and reading in their second language. That is according to Lecky 1991. Well, drawing from the statement, the researchers employs the differentiated learning strategies in the execution of the autonomous learning curriculum as the most effective means of fostering students' motivation for English writing. Because this is really differentiated learning is really suitable for students who are unable to write, because we can make a group later when we conduct the teaching and learning process. Next, research question. There are two here. The first is, what is the current learning condition of students' English writing skills at MA Mu'alimat NWDI Pancor in the academic year 2023 until 2024? And the second one is, how differentiated learning in the context of implementing Merdeka Belajar curriculum be able to improving students' writing skills at MA Mu'alimat NWDI Pancor in the academic year 2023 until 2024. Next, in the chapter 3, research methodology. The point 1A, research design. Well, a qualitative descriptive method is used in this study because the researcher want to observers and then describes and with the comprehensive result about the contribution of differentiated learning strategies in the content, process, and then product in implementing an Merdeka Belajar curriculum to improve students' writing skills. This study employs a qualitative descriptive research methodology. Next, the setting of the study. Here I divided into two columns. The first one is about the aspects and the second column is about the details. Well, first, the research planning that the research do is conducted from November to December 2023, and then the second one is research execution will be conduct in March to July 2024, and the third one is research location is at MA Mualimat and WDI Pancor. Next, research participants. In this case, the participant of this study were for the 10th grade of the students at MA Mualimat and WDI Pancor in the academic year 2023 until 2024, which it will consist with 20 participants, and it will take a class of the student to be the participant of this research. Next, the data collection. First, about the definition of key term. The first about the writing skills. Writing skills are the capacity, according to Saleh Abbas 2006, writing skills are the capacity to communicate those feelings, opinion to other people the writing language. Right. This is indicate that in order to produce quality writing, students are naturally assisted by accurate structure and appropriate punctuation. One can communicate their thoughts, reasoning, and ideas through writing. And the second one about differentiated learning. Differentiated learning, according to Marlina 2019, is instruction that takes into account, respect, and acknowledge the diversity of the student by tailoring instruction to each student level of readiness, interest, and then preferred method of the learning. In differentiated learning, the emphasis shifts to the needs and strength of the learners themselves. In this situation, educators will undoubtedly plan lessons that are focused on the students to give them learning preferences, requirements, and the skills of the students. Next, about the Merdeka Belajar curriculum. Well, according to Ki Hajar Dewantara, the idea behind Merdeka Belajar is heart-centered education. Ki Hajar Dewantara contend this that since education and teaching liberate people from all aspects of life, mental, physical, spiritual, and otherwise, it is a process to harmonizing people. Well, in Merdeka Belajar curriculum, the students will have the freedom, like how they will learn, how they will study. And then it is said that having freedom in learning entails that students have the ability to think and express themselves. And then the teacher will be the one to motivate the students to take the best possible action. Next, the instrument of research. This research take 4 instruments of research. The first one is there is observation. In the observation, the researcher will be able to know, will observes how the ability of the students when teaching learning process. And then the second one about the questionnaire here is to get a number of the data, information from the student, from the object, so that later the researcher be able to do the research. And then the third one is interview to get more detail and to support the questionnaire that the research have given for the object. The researcher needs interview as well to get more validate information and more accurate. And the fourth one is recording device. Well, the instrument that research will use also a recording device. As the name implies, this instrument is used to record events or the interview results, so that it used to support to increase the credibility of the data that research will do. Next, The technique of collecting data. There are three here. The first is observation. The data gathered by the means of observation. The information gathered from the observation was utilized to carry out the study. Well, the observation will conduct when the teaching learning process in the classroom. And the second one is questionnaire. After observing the ability of the student when they learn, the questionnaire is used here to collect the data. Well, here the students who participate this study are given the question papers as a part of an offline questionnaire. It is also to get information that we can use as a result of our research. And then the third one is about interview. Interview are used to validate the questionnaire where we have given the object the questionnaire, so here interview will validate it, and we will the researcher will know that the opinion and the experience of the students when they learn with the differentiated learning strategies. Next, the data analysis. There are three here. The first one is data reduction, the second one is data display, and the third one is conclusion. Well, the first one is data reduction. Data reduction means here is to eliminate, to simplifying, categorizing the remaining of the data that we have got from the object. And then the second one is data display. After eliminating the data that is not useful, we can draw it in the data display. It's like about the presentation of the result of the data that we have got. And then the third one is conclusion. Conclusion here, we can do the conclusion when we are finished to from data reduction, and then we make the presentation in data display so that we can conclude the result. Next, the trustworthiness. The first, there is a credibility. This is implies that all readers, both as information providers and as critical observers, must have faith in the study findings. And the second one is in credibility as well. Here we have to give the trust, how we give the trust for the readers so that they are believe with our research. And the second one is transferability. A criterion called transferability is used to evaluate how accurate a research result is. And then the third one is dependability. Dependability is a criterion used to evaluate how well result of qualitative that we have done. And the fourth one is confirmability. Confirmability is better understood as the idea of intersubjectivity or transparency, that is the researcher readiness to be transparent about the components and methodology of their work so that other parties or other researcher can make the conclusion from their research. Well, that's all from me. Thank you so much for your nice attention. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.